Hello and welcome to the weekly Global Heartstream. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez, a professional coach, artist, and speaker who enjoys traveling the world, connecting with amazing people, and talking about the longest, most rewarding journey that you'll ever embark on, the 12-inch journey between your head and your heart. Through individual and group coaching programs, online courses, and live seminars, I teach a heart-centered approach to personal mastery, leadership development, and spiritual growth that helps people become the most loving, joyful, and powerful version of themselves. The Global Heartstream is a weekly dedicated space to help you reconnect with your heart, raise your vibrational frequency, and remind you just how powerful, loving, and amazing you already are. It's also an invitation to unify our hearts with the intention of bringing more love, compassion, and healing to a world that so desperately needs it. You can find out more about my work by visiting gabrielgonzalez.com, where you can also sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, and register for my upcoming seminars. And if you enjoy this Heartstream, please be sure to subscribe, like, or comment so that we can reach more people and help make this a more loving, compassionate, and heart-centered world. Hello and welcome to another inspiring episode of the Global Heartstream. I'm your host, Gabriel Gonzalez, broadcasting live on this beautiful Wednesday, the 26th of April. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Cindy. Welcome, Isabel, who's got a new visitor. Welcome, Mary Rinaldi. Welcome, Amanda, Barbara, all the way out in Namibia. How you all doing? Spring is more than spring. It actually feels like summer here in Granada. It's really hot. It feels like summer came a little bit earlier than we had anticipated. All right, today we're wrapping up a series of conversations that we've been having this whole week about what it means to live from the heart. And specifically, we're going to be talking about how to cultivate this sense or this feeling of lightheartedness. My mouth got very heavy when I was trying to say lightheartedness. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So how are you? How is you today? I'd love it if you could just share a word or two about how you are doing, how you're feeling right now. And while you're doing that, I'd love to share with you some news about upcoming events that may be of interest to you. Not this coming Friday, but next Friday, a week from tomorrow, we'll be starting a new workshop for men. It's called The Way of the Heart Warrior, specifically designed for men who would like to gain a deeper understanding about how to manage their emotions. Learn some very powerful emotional regulation tools, and then also shadow integration tools that will allow you to communicate, speaking about lightheartedness, in a much more lighthearted, loving, compassionate way. This is again happening a week from tomorrow, Friday, May 5th. So ladies, if you know a guy that you know could really use this work and might be interested in it, please share this workshop with them. And then we're now halfway already through the heart-centered meditation class that began 3 weeks ago. I'm really enjoying it. So for those of you who missed that and would like to do the second part of this class, which focuses on praying from the heart or the heart-centering prayer, on Tuesday, May the 30th, we are going to be starting again another 5-week course on how to pray from the heart. Okay, focusing on the desert prayer teachings of what is normally called or referred to as the Desert Fathers. Okay, the early Christians who just went out into the desert and focus on meditation and prayer. All right, and then if you have not taken the Heart Mastery quiz yet, please do that. Go to my website, gabrielgonzalez.com/quiz, where you can find out where you are along these 4 stages of heart mastery. Are you still asleep? Are you waking up to your heart? Have you already woken up to your heart and you initiated a journey of cleaning up? This is where shadow work becomes really important. That's the work of the heart warrior. Or are you already at a place where you're rising up into your highest potential? And that's the level that I call the leader. Again, you can find out about these levels by visiting my website. All right, let me see what some of the answers that came in. Susan says she's feeling grateful to be here and see you all. Yeah, Susan, it's been a while. Lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining us today. Amanda feels engaged. Are you feeling engaged or did you get engaged? Which of the two or both? I guess if I got engaged, I would probably feel engaged too. Cindy says she has a sense of freedom and a new sense of hope. Yeah, it's the calm and the joy after the storm. Yeah. In case you were not aware of the unusual solar activity that we experience in the planet, especially towards the weekend, it affected a lot of people emotionally, and of course it does. And this is one of the things that the Institute of Heart Math is constantly measuring and tracking through their inner balance app. They're tracking people's emotions and they're correlating it with solar activity, and lo and behold, because the solar activity, especially the coronal mass ejections, are affecting the magnetosphere of the Earth, uh, because we're constantly interacting with the magnetosphere and we are electromagnetic beings. Don't forget that. And your heart is the generator of the majority of the electromagnetic energy in your body. You're feeling that. So it's bringing up emotions that have been buried very deep inside of you. So it's triggering up for a lot of people a sense of anxiety. For some people, it's bringing up old wounds. And so what that does, I believe, is somehow accelerates our healing. It's like when you stir the pot, and so you can see now what's been lurking in the bottom, so that you can release it and then you can clean it up and let it go. Isabel, she says she's feeling very joyful. Maria says she's feeling loved. Amanda still hasn't told us whether she got engaged or feeling engaged. Ellen says she feels wired. Are you on like your third or fourth cup of coffee already? In the afternoon, all I drink is just hot water because I struggle with the same thing. All right, so let's dive into today's topic because we have quite a bit to cover. When you hear the word lightheartedness, what does that mean to you? For most people, lightheartedness refers to a feeling or an attitude that is carefree, cheerful, and not weighed down by the serious concerns and worries of life. You can feel it. When you're feeling lighthearted, there's a sense of a feeling of wanting to be playful, optimistic, and you feel like joking around. Okay, and manifests in different ways for different people. For me, I become very playful and even silly, and I start joking, making silly jokes that only I understand. And sometimes my lightheartedness can make other people's heart heavy because of it. Like I can sometimes become very jokeful, very kind of like a monkey. All right, and so why is that an important quality to cultivate? Well, I think that a key to why this is so important, we're going to find in the Egyptian mythology. At the core of the ancient Egyptian culture was the concept of Maat, who represented the god of truth, balance, harmony, and justice. And one of the principles that guided this society or this culture was the principle of having a light heart. Why was this so important? Well, they believed, the ancient Egyptians, that when you died, a feather of mat would be weighted against your heart. And then if for whatever reason your heart weighted a lot more than that feather, then guess what? A monster named Amit will come and eat your heart, and then you would be destined basically to annihilation of your soul. It's like your soul will disappear in the afterlife. This is what they believed. This is what they taught. And so, hence the importance in this culture of cultivating lightheartedness. And so, we don't have to wait to die to cultivate it, obviously. You would trust me, you will probably have a very light heart after you passed away because all the human burdens and everything will dissolve undoubtedly. But what we want to do though is cultivate this feeling, this sensation, or this way of being that is lighthearted. And how can we do that? How can we ensure then that we, in this afterlife, which, as we all know, doesn't not really exist, but only at the level of consciousness, at the level of awareness, which is the same afterlife that Jesus referred to as the kingdom of heaven that lives inside each and every one of us. How can we enter the kingdom of heaven? Well, like Jesus also reminded us, with a childlike attitude, which isn't that what lightness of heart or heart lightness is ultimately all about, or lightheartedness actually is all about? That's what we want to do. So, how can you cultivate then these feelings of lightheartedness? Well, I want to share with you 10 tips. And we're going to draw from these tips also as well for when we do our guided meditation and affirmations. The first way to cultivate a light heart is by practicing gratitude. Gratitude, as many of you already know, and I know primarily I'm preaching here to the choir, so bear with me. It's the key that opens the heart. It's the moment you begin to appreciate something. You begin to accept it, see it for what it is, and you begin to shift away from the negativity of what you have perceived as negative, and then choosing to see the good side of it. So the most important thing about gratitude is not just the feelings, but is that gratitude allows you to accept something. And the moment you accept something, you're no longer resisting it. Okay, this is what the essence of the Tao is ultimately all about. Another way is cultivating compassion, practicing compassion towards yourself and others, by understanding that everyone faces challenges and makes mistakes, and all of us are here on this earth to learn. So, by growing in our ability to feel compassion towards ourselves, others, empathizing with other peoples, we can lighten our hearts. And not only that, but we can also strengthen the connection that we have with each other. Laughter is also another fantastic way of lightening the load. In fact, laughter and humor is always a sign that you are advancing along the spiritual path. I remember listening to Hawkins one time, Dr. David Hawkins, and he was saying something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing. He said, if your guru, if your spiritual teacher is not helping you become, more joyful and moving into a place of humor and learning, teaching you how to laugh at yourself and laugh about life, then you should fire your spiritual teacher and find another one that will help you do that. But if the more you advance on a spiritual path with your teacher, is like the heavier your heart gets, the more burden you have, the harder it becomes to live your life. Then it's like, that's not the path. Sure, that doesn't mean that we may not encounter along the journey difficulties, and especially when it comes to healing the heart. But the result of meeting the anger, the sadness, the guilt, the shame is so that we can release it in the first place. And as we release, it's almost like the dark clouds from the firmament that suddenly dissipate. And once we can then feel and see the warmth of the sun and realize that it was there all along. Okay, so lightheartedness, for the most part, it's a natural condition. And that's why little children are closer to the kingdom of heaven. So laugh, and laugh often. Surround yourself with positive influences. Choose friends and loved ones who encourage and support your journey towards growing into becoming a more loving, joyful, lighthearted version of yourself. So surround yourself with people who can hold the highest possibility for your life, and that whenever you're hanging out with them, you feel uplifted and you feel like your heart has lightened its load. Forgive and let go of past hurts. This is what I was referring to earlier. Holding on to grudges or past disappointments can weigh heavily on your heart. You have to practice forgiveness, remembering what the master teacher Jesus said about forgiveness, that we must forgive 70 times 7, which means forgiveness is not something that you do once and then forget about it, but it's a way of being in the world. And you're doing it not for other people, you're doing it for you. You're doing it for God, or the God in you, because ultimately you're the one that's carrying that heavy heart wherever you go. And that heart is weighing you down. Engage in activities that bring you joy. Pursue hobbies, interests that genuinely resonate with you and bring you happiness. Doing what you love can help lift your spirit and create a sense of fulfillment. For me, one of the ways in which I have applied this into my own life is by playing music. Ever since I started playing music, I can feel like how music not only heals my heart, but also makes me feel lighter as a result. Sometimes I can be feeling very heavy or be processing some quite difficult emotions. And then I pick up the guitar and I allow myself to sing with that feeling. And little by little, the feelings begin to unravel. And then suddenly, a sense of lightheartedness begins to return once again. So engage in activities that bring you joy. Catalina, I think that your little horses are your activity. I am so envious of you. So, yeah, what are some of those activities? If you don't mind sharing them in the comment section below for other people to see, that would be fantastic. Practice self-compassion. This is one of the reasons we keep coming back to these compassionate practices, okay? Um, Compassion is basically being gentle and kind towards yourself, recognizing that you're the only human, that nobody's perfect, that we all make mistakes. And so to treat yourself with the same level of kindness and empathy that you would offer a friend or even a child. One of the practices I encourage you all to do is to imagine that inside your heart, there is a 5-year-old version of you. And every time you're feeling very heavy, every time you're feeling your heart is burdened, what you're really feeling is that little child inside of you that is feeling scared, feeling anxious, feeling hurt, and that your job is to pick up that child, to hold that child very close and have a conversation with that part of you. And notice that when you offer that child of you that compassion, which is the company that allows you to feel absolutely accepted and loved for who you are, you're going to notice that miracles of healing begin to take place. Connect with nature. Okay, this is one of the things that horses and being also with your pets can do. That actually having a pet, it will move you, you know, like many miles across the border towards a light heart. Why? Especially if they're puppies, because you'll find yourself laughing and playing with them and allowing your little child inside of you to come out and also play with them. So connect with nature. Spend time in nature. If you have a pet, take your pet with you. If you're with your horses, of course, go out with your horses. All right. Anything that you can do to ground yourself and restore the sense of balance and connection with nature. This is one of the things that will undoubtedly allow you to feel more light in your heart. Focus on self-care. Prioritize physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Make your well-being a priority. Many of us who are here listening to this broadcast have a tendency to put other people ahead of us. Why? Because we are very compassionate, we're very caring, we're very loving, we're very heart-centered. And so it's very easy to put other people's needs above ours. But it's equally as important to put your needs also, to make them important, to take care of number one. This is one of the reasons why in every broadcast I always end up by saying, take care of yourself so you can take care of others. Okay, it's super important, because if you don't take care of yourself, nobody else will. Okay, so that's my point. And then finally, seek personal growth and self-awareness. In other words, continue to grow yourself, doing whatever it is you can do to heal, to become a more loving caring, compassionate, kind, powerful version of yourself. Embark on a journey of self-discovery and personal development. This is the essence of what following the path of the heart ultimately is all about. If you missed the first part where we spoke a lot about what is the path of the heart, and then the second part where we spoke about different perspective on this path, from what it means from the spiritual perspective, the philosophical, the cultural, the religious, etc., you're going to see that ultimately what you're being invited is to go on a transformational journey where what you're doing is you're learning more about yourself. You're learning about your strength. You're learning about your areas in your life that need improvement, that need to be balanced, that you need to work on. Okay. And this awareness will help you make choices that in the future will align more and more with who you really are, your true nature. And all of these things are going to contribute to having a light heart. So, a very powerful question that you can ask yourself, and this is a question that I'm going to invite you during today's guided meditation and inquiry process to do or to ask yourself is, what can I do to unburden my heart and feel lighter? And if you're already feeling pretty light, okay, you may want to ask yourself, what can I do to unburden or my heart or to feel even lighter, to move into a greater awareness of joy? Or if you're really already in a place where you feel that you have reached a high level of joy and you're operating pretty much with your love tank 100% full, the question might then be, what can I do to bring more joy to the world, to others in the world? Okay. That could be also a very, very powerful question to ask ourselves. And again, we're going to be asking that question during our meditation. All right, let's see some of the answers that came from several of you about what are some of the things that you do to feel lighter. So Catalina, she showed 5 horses. My goodness, and 3 of them are race horses, and 2 of them are quarter horses. um, Christoph, hi brother. He says, I'm going to do a 4-day workshop at the local jazz studio and we'll have to perform at the end of August. I feel like I feel the childlike joy of adventure back after a period of depression. I have my joy back. That is wonderful, man. I'm very excited for you. I'm also doing something similar as well for the International Yoga Day here in Granada. I'm going to be performing outdoors for a whole bunch of people with a Medicine from the Heart band, and we're going to be singing some of our songs, and then also some mantras for the event. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Mariette Fieser says puppets, singing, and arts. Nice. Amanda says dog walking, jewelry making, lovely. Cindy's Heart says, I love to sit at the river and watch the birds that hang out there. Yeah, you learn so much. You learn so much by just simply observing nature. Learn so much also about our own nature and essence. We learn so much. I know I learned so much about myself by just observing animals. It's one of the things I love about, for example, the National Geographic channel, or those channels where they show a lot of wildlife, is that I see, the way the animals behave. I see how my own human ego behaves. I'm like, oh my God, what the monkey's doing, what the alligator does, like the way that moves, like I can be like that sometimes. And then like I can be obviously like the nurturing mammals as well. But I recognize all these different expressions out in nature and how I sometimes can be. All right, so let's move into affirmation time. All the affirmations I've chosen for this week are to help you choose joy, to help you choose to have a light heart, to help you choose to move into this place of feeling light and carefree and joyful. So please place a hand over your heart. And as always, we say them one time out loud, kind of from a left brain perspective. So from the logical mind. And then we're going to go back and repeat them again once we are in a meditative space, so that then the right side of the brain or the unconscious mind can receive them and act upon them. Take a deep breath into the heart. And release. One more time. Deep inhale into the heart. And let it go. One last time. Deep inhale into the heart. And exhale, letting go of any sense of heaviness, so that we can begin to cultivate a light heart. Please repeat after me. My heart is always connected to the infinite source of joy. I give myself permission to feel light and carefree. I surrender my worries and fears to a higher power. I choose to see the beauty in everyone and everything. The lighter my heart is, the more creative I feel. I am grateful for the simple things in life that bring me joy. Everything in my life is working out for my highest good. And it is so. Amen. Please close your eyes if you haven't already done so, and take a few moments now to feel the presence of your heartbeat in the middle of your chest. Giving yourself permission to, for the next few moments, establish a deeper connection with your connecting point to the heart of God, and through the heart of God to the joy of God, the light of God. Setting the intention as we begin to allow your heart to unburden itself from anything that might be keeping you from experiencing a sense of lightheartedness and inner freedom. And to become more open and receptive to the joy of God, the joy of life, the joy of being alive, through the vibration of appreciation, compassion, forgiveness, and gratitude. We begin now to breathe directly into the heart. Imagining as if we could breathe straight through the heart. And then as the air moves into the heart, it spreads all the way down to the belly, down to the pelvic area, down through your legs, and then it also expands to the arms, to the top of the head. Letting the vibration of life itself, this prana, this chi, this life force energy to enter you as you receive it with every breath, breathing slowly, breathing nice and deep through the heart, and breathing nice and even so that the inhale and the exhale are approximately the same length. As you breathe in and out of the heart, you can let go of any unnecessary tension in the body, in the head, the neck, the shoulders. You can allow the law of minimum effort to be activated so that minimum effort is being offered at this moment. There's no excess tightness anywhere in the body. And with each breath, you receive more of life, nurturing force. See, feel, and imagine now that inside your heart, there's a 5-year-old version of you. And that as you entered into this heart space where this child lives, you meet this child with unconditional acceptance and unconditional love. Getting close enough to this child so that you can embrace them. Maybe even pick them up and hold them very close to your heart. As you say, in essence, I'm here. You're not alone. I'm here with you. I know at times you felt scared, abandoned, and hurt. I felt it. And I'm here to say I'm sorry for whatever it is that I did or others did to hurt you or to harm you. Please forgive me. I am so sorry. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for not abandoning me. Thank you for not running away. Thank you for staying here and for waiting for me to come home to you, to reclaim you, to re-own you. For you are my beloved, in whom I am well pleased. You are the light of my heart. You are the magic in my world. Allow your heart to well up with the energy of love and appreciation, forgiveness and compassion as you hold this child within. Offering it your heartbeat, offering it your loving heart, offering it your prayers, your wish for the future, and the promise of a new future, a new way of being that is in greater alignment with who you really are, and with the laws of love. And as you offer this child your heart and your love and your forgiveness and your compassion and your appreciation, allow me to speak the following words on your behalf. Dear God, dear Divine, you have the power to heal the child that lives within our hearts. You have the power to heal within our hearts all wounds and anything and everything that might be keeping this child from expressing his pure joy. Divine Archangel Raphael, healers of healers, you have the power to heal and transform our hearts. So that our hearts may become a place of light and joy, where this child within us may play, sing, and dance to the rhythm of our hearts, which is the rhythm of the heart of God. You have the power to forgive within us whatever it is that we did to harm this aspect of ourselves. You have the power to help us forgive others who may have harmed us in our youth. You have the power to restore the presence of this child to its immaculate conception, which is our own beloved Christ self. So this child may return to the purity of the heart of Christ, the heart of Mother Mary, which is the purity of light, of joy and love. Divine, you have the power to lift all burdens from our hearts, that our hearts may become light, and that we may adopt a light, carefree attitude about life, choosing to live from a place of love, choosing to walk the path of compassion, forgiveness, and joy. That our hearts unified may become beacons of light in a world where there is so much darkness. May our light hearts help lift the burden of others' hearts as we give ourselves permission to live life with a light heart. We give other people around us permission to do the same. May all this be done according to your divine will in a way that is perfect for each and every one of us. That the glory of the kingdom of heaven within our hearts may shine triumphantly in your name. For this and more, we are infinitely grateful and thankful, and we let it be. And so it is, and it is so. Amen. For the next few moments, allow yourself to continue to hold this inner child within the heart. As you continue to offer it your love, your appreciation, and your compassion. Now, I'd like you to imagine a person in your life that you know is carrying a heavy burden in their heart. Perhaps it's your partner, your husband, one of your children. And I'd like you to imagine now that you could invite this person's 5-year-old to come now into your heart as you now embrace them, just like you did with your own child. Holding the inner wounded child of your husband, your wife, your best friend, your child, or somebody that you know is struggling right now. Hold them. Hold that part of them that is pure and innocent. Hold that part of them that it's scared and hurt. And offer it that heart. And as you hold them, you are saying in essence with every heartbeat, I love you. I am so sorry for whatever it is that hurt you, harmed you, scared you. Please forgive me, forgive others, forgive life. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for letting me hold you. Thank you for being part of my life. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve you and to offer you my heart. Thank you for being my mirror. Thank you for helping me learn more about myself. Thank you, because I know you're doing the best that you can. Thank you for the many blessings that you have brought to my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. See your 5-year-old now dancing and playing with his other 5-year-old. The way little children play when they're out in nature. See them the way God sees you. See them in their perfection, in their inherent beauty, in their natural joy. Heavenly Father, as we continue to offer our hearts in service to humanity, we give thanks for the opportunity to offer our hearts in unity with yours to the part of us that has been wounded and harmed, and to be able to do the same thing for the hearts of people in our lives who've also, like us, have been also wounded and harmed. We recognize and together affirm that only love heals. That love heals all blockages. That love heals all hearts. And in the name of the Christ within each and every one of us, we now together affirm. Please repeat after me. My heart is always connected to the infinite source of joy. I give myself permission to feel light and carefree. I surrender my worries and fears to a higher power. I choose to see the beauty in everyone and everything. The lighter my heart is, the more creative I feel. I am grateful for the simple things in life that bring me joy. Everything in my life is working out for my highest good. Light-heartedness is my new way of being. And so it is, and it is so. Amen. We now take a moment to ask ourselves, what can I do to continue along this path of light-heartedness? What can I do to cultivate this feeling of light-heartedness inside of me? What do I need to let go or release? What do I need to embrace or accept? What must I do differently? Gently, we can now begin to return to the full awareness of our time together here in this physical space. Opening our eyes gently as we get reacquainted once again to the physical space around us. Taking a moment to check in with ourselves. We ask ourselves, how am I feeling? What new insight, realization did I have during this past hour? What am I taking away from today's conversation and meditation and prayer? What woke up inside of me? What left? And if you feel like it, I'd love it if you can share it in the comment section below. It always helps me, to learn how are these guided meditations and prayers touching you and helping you. Marjorie says, so perfect. I've been doing inner child work all week. Oh my goodness. No accidents. Meditating this with my 6-month-old grandson giggling next to me. He's there to remind you. Lightening my soul. Thank you for your joyful hearts. You're very welcome, Marjorie. I'm very glad. Chichi says, what did Chichi say? Chichi, where did you go? Oh, there we go. Thank you. You're very welcome, Chichi. Geraldine says, sorry getting late. Greetings from Ireland. Oh, okay. Well, you have something really wonderful in store for you. All right. Well, we are arriving at the end of our broadcast. Time always flies when you're having fun. I want to remind you, if you haven't already done so, to please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done that, so that you can receive notifications every time that we go live. Mary Rinaldi says, I had 9 5-year-olds with me. In real life? Welcome to California. think the average Californian is like a 9-year-old or 5-year-old. No, I know you're talking about inside of your heart. You're holding a lot of people in your heart. Epsi, welcome. She says, thank you so much, Gabriel. Lots of tears, but peaceful and full of joy. God bless you. You're welcome. Yeah, they're tears of healing and they're tears of joy. They represent what was leaving. Yes, I know, Mary, I was teasing you. Barbara says, thank you, feeling love and feeling lighter. Ellen says, timely and bittersweet. Yes, I know. I could feel that. Susan says, thank you, beautiful. Am I the beautiful, or was the meditation beautiful? Just kidding. All right, my dear friends. Once again, thank you so much for joining me on this appointment on Wednesday, which, as Cindy always reminds us, is Heart Day. Thank you so much for lending me your hearts and your ears, and for being part of this growing community of people who are just coming together every week for the purposes of connecting with our hearts, connecting to each other, and helping make this a more loving and compassionate world. Wherever you are in the world, I wish you a fantastic and amazing rest of the week. And as always, I'd like to remind you to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. I send you all my love, my light-hearted love from my heart to yours. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me in this week's Heartstream. I hope you're walking away feeling more connected to yourself and your divinity, to the planet, to others, and to all of life. Please be sure to subscribe so that you can receive notifications about upcoming broadcasts. And if you would like to sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, or register for my upcoming trainings and seminars, be sure to visit my website, gabrielgonzalez.com. Until the next time, please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye for now.